Hello guys, I trust you are doing well wherever you are watching this video from. I am doing well too. I want to take this opportunity today to welcome you back to this particular platform, a platform known as Global Mental Wellness. This is a platform where we discuss matters mental health in our society. As you know, I keep on saying that society is full of mental torture. People are suffering from mental health problems, and these are some of the things that we can prevent. You don't need to go to a level of going to hospital. It is a matter of managing yourself, managing your lifestyle, managing all aspects of your life in a wise way. Then we can prevent this unnecessary stress, unnecessary depression, unnecessary lack of peace of mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I want us to talk about something called peer pressure. What is peer pressure? When we talk about peer pressure in the society, there has been a misconception that peer pressure only affects youth. No, it is not true. You might be driven by peer pressure and you don't know that you are being driven by peer pressure, especially in your lifestyle, decision making, your finances. You find that most of the decisions that you are making, they are guided and informed by peer pressure. So peer pressure can be affecting you and you don't know that it is peer pressure that is affecting you. So peer pressure is trying to cope up with other people, a group of people. They may be workmates, they may be family members, they may be friends, they may be people you make you meet in your day-to-day lifestyle or your day-to-day activity. When you try to fix yourself, you do things so that you match them, or you do because they are doing. That is what we call peer pressure. So today, this morning, I want us to talk about uh, consequences, or how peer pressure affects our day-to-day life, and in return ends up making us living a very stressful life. You end up regretting, why did I do A, B, C, D? Yet it was not befitting my social status. So I've said that peer pressure is that urge, or you get advice from other people based on their opinion, so that you want to decide your life or your actions based on how people want you to do them, or how you can do them in order to fit in their life or in their social status. So, and you find that peer pressure leads people into different problems. Eventually, they all come back to be mental health issues. They come back to give you stress. You end up in depression simply because you decided things not because they were good for you, but because it was informed by peer pressure. So peer pressure affect different age group or age sets. When when I want to give you a very good scenario. When your kid is in primary, that is where peer pressure starts from, but it manifests in a very polite way so that you cannot notice that it is a peer pressure. They will go to school, they will get when their fellow pupils are having maybe a colorful shoe, a colorful pair of shoes. Then they will come back home and say, mom or dad, so and so my friend had this kind of shoe, and I also want it. I know it is better than mine. Peer pressure starts from there. So it is upon you as a parent to start training your kids from that level, that they can own. It is good to own, but it is good to own what they want to own at the right time when they are able to own them. So from that stage, you don't need to go and borrow a lot of money so that anytime your kid comes from school and say that they so and so with this kind of item, you go and borrow too, so that they can match the other children in school. No, you must start training them from there, that you may see something good with somebody, but you will have to wait, you have to be patient until the time when we are ready to buy that kind of item. By doing so, they will grow when they know about being patient and doing things at the right time, when now you need them but not really you want them. You know, you might want something but you don't need it. I hope we are together. Wanting something does not mean you need it. You want it because of pressure, you want it because of emotions, but you don't really need it in your life. I've just started with the level of very young kids. Moving to high school, the level of high school, that is where students, there's a lot of peer pressure there. And that explains why most of the students after Form 4 in a system, in a Kenyan system, I don't know where you are watching this video from, but in our Kenyan system, after Form 4, if they don't make it to go to university, then at that stage a peer pressure is likely to affect these students. Maybe they see the colleagues after that they are joining colleges or they are joining university, or they are getting married. Some are getting married, some are getting wife, husband, and so on and so on. So you find that at this stage, immediately after completing their Form 4, so they start, that is when they will give you headache as a parent. For example, here in Kenya, you know, or even in Africa in general, at that stage, that is when the parenting is really stressful, because you have a lot. If you are not careful, you are not going to understand that boy or that girl of yours, because at that time they have become more intelligent. They can cheat you in a very very wise way, and you go without knowing. You think that you know them. They will be going to church with you, they will be doing everything that you want them to do so that they can please you. So behind the curtain, you find that these people are doing other things. That's why you get surprised. So you mean my daughter is pregnant and we are always with her here? It means there's a way in which that stage they do their own thing. So it is upon you as a parent now to employ the high level of wisdom to understand these people. This is where now guidance and counseling chip in. You need to guide them. This is something that we are giving them that they don't get in school, because in school what they are taught is scripted. Teachers are doing what is scripted. They are doing a scripted job, but teachers do not really teach discipline. Teachers do not really teach good manners. These are some of the things that you teach uh, we teach them. They are supposed to be taught back at home, but you see a good number of parents uh, believes that their kids gets everything in school. That is wrong. That is not the case. So you find that when you ignore or you assume that they are going to get all kind of knowledge from school, then you are going to miss it. That is when you are going to lose your daughter or your son at that stage. So it is upon you to be close to your kids at that stage, immediately after completing high school, because they are going to do, there is high probability that they are going to do what they have seen someone somewhere doing, or a colleague or a fellow student. So you must be very careful at that stage as a parent. uh, Next is tertiary level, that is colleges and universities. I don't need to explain much about this. You know, at that stage, that is where kwa Kiswahili we say in a Swahili language in Africa, watu hupotoka hapo sasa. That is where people change. When you compare your daughter before campus and your daughter after campus or after college, they are totally different. Or your son, they are totally two different people. Why? Because there is real peer pressure in tertiary level. There is real peer pressure in college. There's real peer pressure in university. That is where they lose all the morals. That is where there's a lot going there, which is not good. So once they are from there, they are now under peer pressure, real peer pressure. They will do things based on peer pressure. We may not go detail what is going on at that level one by one, but we can mention them: the drugs, misuse and abuse of drugs, early pregnancies, abortion, premature marriages, uninformed marriages, all kind of things. uh, those kind of things are taking place there at tertiary level, majorly due to peer pressure. And how can we go about this? Needs a very big approach, a multilateral approach. But the primary preventer, the primary initiator of how to deal with this still remains with the a parent. When your daughter or your son is stepping into a university or a college, it is your responsibility now to have a parent-child talk. Now you are not going to handle them the way you used to handle them while they were in kindergarten, while they were in primary. You know, they are over 18 and maybe most probably they have their national ID. So you have a lot of work to do. That's why it is now very, very important to keep them close in the sense of communication. You must have a constant communication with these people. Make them understand that you are aware of what they are going through. Remember that stage where we also have physiological changes in their body. So there's a lot of work you need to do, a lot of engagement. But what is happening in our society today? You find that at that stage, parents wameng'ang'ana, they have tried their best all the way from primary level to tertiary. Now they are almost saying, no, you continue with your life. So you are giving up at the last moment. That is when now you are needed the most, and you are giving up. You are not supposed to give up at that point, because all your efforts all the way from primary, high school to tertiary level, that's where you are going to lose. When you're almost harvesting, then you are going to harvest nothing, because they will come out from tertiary level with a totally different idea or way of life. And some of them are very smart now, they will hide them from you. We have seen so many people hiding wife for even 4 years. They married in the universities, but they don't want the parents to know, because they know they will disagree with them. We have ladies with kids, but they hide kids for even 2 years, because they remember which approach they're going to use to reveal this kind of situation to their parents. They are not seeing and they don't want to disagree, so they hide. These are the kinds of lives that we want to talk about, and the consequences. You find that there's no good relationship between the parents and the kids, or even immediately after colleges. This is the time now, maybe in African culture, for example, the kids are now supposed to be giving back. They are supposed to be saying thank you in terms of supporting the parents. But imagine you are now giving up with your kid at that stage, then that is where now you miss it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to, in the next video, I want us to see consequences of peer pressure and how to deal with them. So keep on watching, tune in, please subscribe. I was just highlighting some of the aspects of peer pressure. In addition to that, not leaving it at that point, peer pressure comes even in workplace. Parents, big people, you do things because you see workmates are doing them, not really because you need them. Yeah, they are good things. It is good to do things, it's good to buy things, but some of the things you are buying at that point, you don't need them, you only want them. When you want them, you want them because of emotions, because of some pressure, because you want to create a perception that you are with the team, you are with them. And there are things that affect you personally. You do them because of peer pressure, but the consequence affects you personally. These people you want to please, at the end of it, when now this thing starts affecting you, they are not even there. They are nowhere to be seen. And you are wondering, you are a big person, you are peer pressure affect even over 50, over 60, because you want to create a perception, you want to fit in, you want to do things to create a perception that you are also in that category. Yet your life with that person's life are two different things. Live your life, create a lane. So guys, please subscribe to this channel, share this video, like, so that we can move on as a very big family when we are dealing with this issue. In my next video, ladies and gentlemen, I want now to go to root analysis of consequences or effect of peer pressure and how we are going to deal with them one by one in our society today, because peer pressure is something that cuts across and eventually it leads to mental health problems. And here in GMW Alliance Global Mental Wellness, it is our responsibility. It is a platform where we clarify, we discuss, and we share issues affecting our society as far as mental health is concerned. Ladies, share, comment there, make me know other aspects of stressful lifestyles. Thank you for joining. Let's meet in the next video.